our 920, which is our flagship yoga product. And I don't know how familiar you are with it, but previously we had a full watch band hinge on the back. It's very stylish, something different on the market. But this year we wanted to provide something that is a lot more functional in that sense. So when I open this up, you'll notice that removing the watch band hinge, we've actually added a full sound bar across the bottom here. So right off the bat, this isn't Dolby tuned yet, so the sound profile might change a little bit once the product releases, but this will give you at least an idea of the volume that can come out of this. I forget which is a good video. Let's try this one. Yeah, so that's a quick preview of the sound on it. But another good thing about moving this soundbar into the hinge here is not only because of the volume, but no matter the mode you're dealing with in this device, the sound is always going to be outwardly facing. So whereas traditionally, most laptops, you have the speakers downward facing on the bottom. If you have it like in your lap and like a blanket, you know, it muffles the sound. Depending on the surface, it can change the sound profile a little bit. Or even on something like this where you rotate it around, typically speakers are back here, so the screen actually blocks that a little bit. So now it's always outwardly facing, so it's always going to be very easy to hear. New on this generation too, I don't know how familiar you are with our 700 series, but on the last iteration of those, we changed the chassis a little bit. So you notice the edges here are a lot cleaner, more minimalistic, as well as the back with these rounded corners. It provides just a little bit better styling than previous generation. But not only that, with the hinge being slightly offset, what that allows us to do is when we actually rotate it into tablet mode here, before the screen and the bottom of the chassis would be more or less vertical from each other. So it'd create this, we're calling it the duck bill. But now with them being slightly offset, it creates a much more ergonomical hold on this. It's a lot smoother, it doesn't cut in your hand as much. So it's a small change, but it definitely makes a difference when you're using it in this mode. There's two changes that have gravitated over this from our ThinkPad line. One of them is very subtle, but much sought after, is the built-in privacy shutter here. So your web camera is still up top, even with the thin bezels, but a simple slide over here covers that privacy, or covers the webcam to give you privacy. You know, so many people sit there with a sticky note or tape over that, and once they saw in the ThinkPad lineup that we released on the X1 series, everybody was kind of clamoring. Another feature that's coming on for this product that's very cool is we've always had pin support built into these, but not a good storage solution. So now we actually have that built into the back here. So a simple press, I can draw this out here, and it charges in the chassis as well too. So you don't have to worry about a separate battery or charging on its own. I forget the exact spec of it, but it's got quick charging capabilities. I think it was something like once it's in there for 30 seconds or a minute, you get a minimum of 2 hours of usage or something like that. So the point is you don't really have to worry about losing battery on this. And other features, we have the fingerprint sensor built in as standard, precision touchpad built in this standard. It's Type-C charging with 2 Thunderbolt ports. And then there's also an optional IR camera for this.
Windows Hello?
For Windows Hello. The only catch with that is if you move to that, you don't get the privacy shutter. Okay. That's only available on the standard webcam. The one last feature on this is something that we had on our previous line. I don't know if this cover will be the final version. Last year we offered a few. This particular cover was seen on last generation, but we'll offer these glass top options too. It stands out a little bit more. Not that the hinge and design already doesn't have a unique look to it, but we found a lot of people like the look of the glass top. Yeah, and I think that about covers it for the Yoga C930.